Hi everyone, today at the Allergen Free Kitchen we are making up roasted mashed sweet potatoes. This is a super easy recipe for a side. It is great. It gives a lot of sweetness naturally from roasting those sweet potatoes. One reason why we do that instead of boiling them. First thing you want to do is you want to wash them really well, and then you're going to prick the skins fairly deeply into the flesh so that you can let the steam escape when they are cooking. If you don't do this, they can expand and get really soggy sweet potatoes. Next up, we are going to bake them in the oven for 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how big your sweet potatoes are. Once they can be pierced through with a knife or a fork, you are going to take them out of the oven, let them cool for a bit. I was in a bit of a rush and decided that I was going to do it right away, but it is better if you just let them cool for a bit. And once they are roasted, the skins come off fairly easily. So we roasted them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. These ones were roasted for about 60 minutes. Then they were cut in quarters and we just removed the skin. You can peel it off, you can scoop it out with a spoon, whatever is easiest and however it works for you. You can see they're still steaming, so they are still quite warm. And do be careful when you're doing this because they are still quite hot. You can let them sit aside for a bit until they're a little bit cooler if you like. You don't want them to be super cool because you are going to eat these, but you would like them to be just a little bit cooler to handle. Next, we are going to mash up the sweet potatoes. We did it with the back of a spoon. You could do it with a potato ricer, you could do it with a masher, whatever's easiest. This is just quick and easy for us, and just shows you how soft they actually are. So then we're going to make the additions. So into a small pot, we've got dairy-free butter, a bit of ground sage, salt, and pepper. We've got maple syrup onto the stovetop for that. Then we're going to melt down the dairy-free butter. You can use sticks or you can use spread, whatever you like, whatever's safest and easiest for you. If you can't use a dairy-free butter, you can also use a dairy-free milk for this portion. You can just replace it. So instead of the same amount of dairy-free butter, use dairy-free milk. All you're doing really is just adding in creaminess and a richness to the sweet potatoes, whatever works for you. So once that starts to come up to a simmer before it gets to a rolling boil, you want to pull that off, and we're going to add it into our mashed sweet potatoes. Just pour it right on in there, and then you're going to mix it in. Just mix it really well into it and keep mashing up the sweet potatoes. It's going to add a nice creamy taste to it. We like to heat up anything that we add into our mashed potatoes, and it just makes everything a little bit fluffier, a little bit creamier. It also releases so much more flavor from the spices and the herbs like the sage in this one. Now, we didn't add a lot of maple syrup to it, just a little bit of maple syrup. These are already so sweet having been roasted. That's one reason why we roast them rather than boil them. They get a lot sweeter. It brings out the natural caramelization of the sugars that are in the sweet potatoes themselves. My final step is always taste your food because you never know if it's got enough salt and pepper in it for you. If it tastes a little bland, probably missing salt, so add that in. Hope you enjoy. If you make this, let me know. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe for more videos. Let us know in the comments if you have made this or if you like making this kind of dish. Do you put marshmallows on yours? We don't. Do you?